What will you do without freedom?
Darkness is everywhere. It creates a sense of loneliness, and it makes you feel trapped and afraid because you never know what's there.
Discrimination, sanctimony, prejudice. These three run our society today. Crime is at an all-time high, and the earth is collapsing due to the physical toll we've put upon it. The clouds have turned black, and so is the sky, and pollution is accumulating. Social conflicts only add to the disorder. Genocides and race wars leave permanent lacerations on developing countries. The world is not looking good.
Our freedom will be forgotten. Never will anybody say, "We were the people who spoke." That is wrong. The truth is, our generation was silent. Thinking that we actually succeeded is a waste. And we know living only for money and power is the way to go. Being determined, resilient, and righteous is a bad thing to do. Forgetting about human rights around the world is something we have done. Changing our world for the better is something we never did. Giving up was how we handled most problems. Working hard, we never thought of it. We knew that. People thought we couldn't come back. That might be true, unless we turn things around. Unless we turn things around, that might be true. People thought we couldn't come back. We knew that. We never thought of it. Working hard was how we handled most problems. Giving up is something we never did. Changing our world for the better is something we have done. Forgetting about human rights around the world is a bad thing to do. Being determined, resilient, and righteous is the way to go. Living only for money and power is a waste, and we know we actually succeeded. Thinking that our generation was silent, that is wrong. The truth is, we were the people who spoke. Never will anybody say, our freedom will be forgotten.
Despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
We face the difficulties of today and tomorrow. I still have a dream.
Man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
An ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Now we are the masters of our fate.
Creativity and entrepreneurship are on the rise. The young generation has one benefit that the older generation never had. They have the freedom of thought. As Victor Hugo once said in his book Les Mis, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. I say, let the pessimist talk, but let the optimist create.
Rousseau's idea of noble savages says that man is good by nature, and society is the cause of corruption. Society is bound by this corruption today, and is the reason that freedom is fought for all around the world. Jean Valjean depicts the everyday man of today's society. Valjean's situation can be easily related to many situations today. He lacked the freedom to move on from his past sins because of the permanent mark the yellow passport left, causing him to be shunned and forgotten by society. People all around the world lack freedom and basic human needs. Women and children voluntarily give themselves up to sex traffickers for the little pay they get in return to survive. In relationship to the yellow passport, many people are ostracized for their religious beliefs, such as in Sudan and Colombia. The first step towards freedom is forgiving yourself and forgetting the past. The only way society can function as a whole and work together is if each individual person breaks down their own barriers first. Hugo portrays the battle between free and unfree, the right and wrong, through the character Javert. Javert was born to criminals, and ever since then he wants to enforce the law to the fullest to provide for his parents' wrongdoing. In this, he is bound by value societies because he only does what the law says and not what's actually just, giving away his freedom. It's almost as if he's chaining himself, putting a chain on his arms, and blocking away any freedom that gives a chance to seep in through. Desperate times call for desperate measures. People will go to whatever to survive at any time. Like that stolen fruit. People will do whatever it takes, even if it's wrong, to get whatever they need to survive. Our society and Hugo's society are very similar, but both entail that society's values that it place on all the everyday people is the reason why we have injustice and unfree people. And the only way to break it down is if we all work together to break down all of the society's values.
Freedom.
To the last man we fight! 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 We fight!
No matter how desperate you are, or how much you've given up, there's always going to be a little torch, a little hope,